Hello, welcome to SD Game Talks. Let's break down the Premier League this week. What happened in the weekend? We're going to start here with Arsenal, who came back from the international break to give the fans some very good news. I mean, this course actually tells you that Arsenal is really willing to top the league this season, with this course. And after being defeated by Liverpool, and you're coming back to retaliate with 3-0 is actually really important. And if you look at the signings that Arsenal is making this season, it's something so much interesting that they actually know what they are doing by, signing Eze. They already predicted that maybe Saka or other players are going to be injured, like maybe Kai Havertz as well. And so they actually really needed backup to make sure they go ahead. And Eze today was really on fire. Okay, so let's break down this game today to see where we got here. Victor Gyökeres has been on top form, scoring back-to-back goals, his second goal of back-to-back. So he's actually really trying to adapt himself and get himself fit into the Premier League to prove the worth. Because everyone was looking onto this guy. The scores he had last season in Portugal was something so good. And when Arsenal bought them, everyone was expecting this scores. And actually, it's a strong competition between Victor Gyökeres, Hugo Ekitike, and all these players that are in the Premier League right now. But he's not backing down. His play, his role in Arsenal is actually showing that maybe Arsenal this season, if they're gonna keep on this consistency, they're gonna get something in the upcoming. They're gonna get something this season. They're either gonna win the league or they're gonna win a significant trophy this season. And I've got here as well Noni Madueke. Unexpected performance. When this guy left Chelsea, the way he was playing in Chelsea, people thought if he's going to go to Arsenal, he's not going to put on this performance, But this guy has, for the past 2 games, he has really been on fire. If you watch the games against Liverpool, it was a really big threat against Liverpool. But however, they lose to a free kick in the 90th minute or the end of the match that made them to lose the 3 points. But Noni Madueke was really very important in that game. And today again, he was really on top form and creating chances, the ball control, the way he played. And he really actually made the Arsenal fans amazed the way he played today. And then we're going to take a look at these 3 players as well. So now this is what is happening today between 3 of them. It was really good. Good to see Eze Eberechi coming first and playing his first game for Arsenal and giving an assist. This shows interest that he's actually coming to help the club, and it was a very good signing. I believe now that Arteta actually knows what he's going in for this season, because what happened to Arteta last season was the fact that Xhaka was picking up injuries and there was no one to actually cover Xhaka. When Harvard is picking injuries and when Harvard is coming back, Xhaka is taking injuries. So he was but still he managed to end the league in a second position. And that is why at the point in time, I'm going to say that, this Arteta is better than Enzo Maresca, despite the fact that Enzo Maresca won 2 trophies with Chelsea. But if you're going to put him in the shoes of Arteta, I think he couldn't have ended the league in the second position. This guy survived by going to the Champions League this season. He almost lose out, if not for the fact that Nottingham Forest and Newcastle lose guard, at the end of the league. It should have been something different for Chelsea. However, let's talk about Eze Eberechi, who just came in, played the first game and turned up so nicely. And Noni Madueke right here, who of course, played a very nice game today. And of course, now Arsenal fans are believing that, if tomorrow we're going to have this person down, we're going to have this one to, cover up. And of course, kudos to Victor Gyökeres, who has been putting on his best and making sure that they go ahead. So the 3 new victory today. 2 fantastic goals coming from Zubimendi. That is so important for Arsenal. When the attack line is scoring, of course, the midfield as well needs to cover it up. The goals were so good. The second goal as well was really a banger. You see the volley where he fired that shot and then make it, bringing this smile to their faces. Of course, the smiles is also, moving on to the Arsenal fans. Of course, it's a very good start for Arsenal this season after coming back from the international break. And here we're going to go with Bournemouth defeating Brighton 2-1. Bournemouth defeating Brighton, and this Brighton was just a team that defeated Manchester City last week. That's to show you how weak and how devastating, how Manchester City is crumbling right now. You know, just coming to Manchester City and picking up 3 points and then coming for the following week and giving it out to Bournemouth. It shows that Manchester City is kind of like going down and need to really step up. However, Bournemouth won 2-1, and Semenyo is absolutely on fire right here. This guy scored a brace on the opening day of the games, and then today again scoring a penalty. It's absolutely very good. Not only a penalty, if you watch his gameplay, this guy is absolutely very helpful to Bournemouth team this season. So I think Bournemouth this season is actually coming here for business. I believe they're going to end up in the top 7 or so in the league title at the end of the season. And then we talk about Crystal Palace drawing 0-0 with Sunderland. Sunderland just step up here. If you take a look at my prediction, I told you guys that Sunderland is coming here to stay. You know, his first day he welcomed, West Ham with a lot of goals, and then he's drawing with Crystal Palace. Remember that Crystal Palace is not easy to be beaten in Premier League right now. Crystal Palace, Chelsea couldn't defeat Crystal Palace this season. Crystal Palace picked up a point with Chelsea, and Sunderland is coming to pick up a point with the same Crystal Palace. That shows you how determined these guys are. They actually spend a lot of money coming to the Premier League, but still they want to make sure that the money is being put into practice, and they're actually really doing a great job in there. And then we talk about Everton versus Aston Villa, who draw as well 0-0. Aston Villa is not the same Aston Villa we've watched in the past 2 seasons. Don't know what is happening to them, but so far this season have just 2 points, and this was one today, drawing with Everton. Everton so far has been a very better side, starting from the second half of last season until now. Everton is very better compared to Aston Villa, but Aston Villa keeps going down. Well, nobody knows, but almost 4 games with 2 points is something very bad. This is not the Aston Villa we know. And then we move down to Fulham, who defeated Leeds United 1-0. Of course, it's very clear that Fulham could defeat Leeds United, but I predicted as well that I'm not sure Leeds United is going to relegate this season. I think all the teams that came up, the only one that is going to relegate for sure is going to be Burnley with the Wolves. And here as well, Wolves still standing with 0 points after 4 games. And just lose to Newcastle. It wasn't an easy game for Newcastle as well because of Isak is no longer there and all these players, but they succeeded to grab the 3 points. But Wolves continue to go down. So far, 0 points for Wolves in the Premier League. And then here we go with West Ham, who bound 3-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur actually really took their revenge from the loss they had last season, and of course give it back to West Ham. Mohamed Kudus really on top form. The way he plays, the chances he created, the ball control, the confidence of this guy is really crazy. There's one thing I love about this Tottenham Hotspur. There's one thing I love about this Tottenham Hotspur. Every day you're going to find different pictures. This guy is going to turn up, this one is going to turn up, Some pictures you're going to find here, Mohamed Kudus, Solanke, and Richarlison. But today you're going to find a different one. This guy here, Davar, scoring his first Premier League goal, was something so important and crazy. And of course, the chances created by Mohamed Kudus, Sarr as well, scoring to make sure that they actually really dealt with West Ham today. It was something very good. And I can see the determination of Tottenham Hotspur this season to to end the league in a very good position, maybe top 3 or top 4, the way they are playing. So West Ham lose 3-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. And Chelsea dropping points again under Enzo Maresca. And this is what I'm saying. You cannot give this team to Arteta, and Arteta is going to do these kind of things. Arteta has suffered from injuries from last season and still ended the league in the 2nd position. Chelsea almost didn't go to the Champions League if Newcastle was very good at the end of the day, and Nottingham Forest. You've just come here. You dropped points last season with Ipswich and so many smaller clubs last season. You dropped points with them, and same thing is going to happen this season. Worst of all, dropping points today with Brentford. That Brentford has sold almost every player in the club. You drop points with Brentford. It doesn't really baffles me that you drop points, but the lineup you used to start the game, the formation was absolutely a disgrace. I mean, I don't know how you're going to have Rhys James outside. You are protecting Rhys James for the Champions League. The Champions League is important, but as well, the league is important for the Chelsea fans, because these 2 points you've dropped today, you're not going to recover it. Arsenal are on fire. Liverpool is on fire. You're not going to meet those guys. Dropping points now in the Premier League is something that you don't want even to talk about it, because we are expecting you put on the lineup and then play. If you take a look at when Garnacho stepped in, you're going to ask yourself, why didn't this guy start Garnacho? It's not a crime. Garnacho was playing in the Premier League. He already had the experience, and you said he's not fit. But then when he stepped into the pitch, every ball he touched, there was an impact in what Garnacho was doing today in the pitch. The lineup today was so crazy. And so congratulations to Moises Caicedo. I think it's even Moises Caicedo that is saving Enzo Maresca, because if not, maybe for sure we'll have lose the game today by maybe 2 goals different, because each and every time the ball comes to the midfield and passes Enzo Fernandez, he's going to be the one to stop this, these guys from moving. It was really incredible today, scoring a goal to make it 2-1. And congratulations to Cole Palmer as well for coming off the bench and making the equalizer, giving the energy for the team to go forward. However, unfortunately, they couldn't make it to win the game today. And we talk about Garnacho right here. First few minutes in Chelsea, the impact was crazy. The impact was so important. Every ball he touched, he was, the defenders were shaking. They were vibrating because of the impact. So I believe that he's going to be a very good player in Chelsea. I don't know why Enzo Maresca kept him in the bench, bring George in, and George is running up and down, for I don't know what they have been playing and all these things. I believe that if this guy has started this game, it would have been an easy win for Chelsea. It could have been an easy win for Chelsea if Garnacho has started, or even had better chance or more time to play. It would have been an easy win for Chelsea. Nevertheless, this is Enzo Maresca, a very stubborn coach for Chelsea. Chelsea fans, I'm promising you, this guy, if he continues like this, you're not going to do anything this season. One thing about Enzo Maresca is that he minimizes smaller teams. When he's going to play smaller teams, he picks up, I don't know, he picks up a lineup that is so crazy. He takes up players like not from the starting lineup and they just put them. The funniest thing is that putting them in the pitch, he doesn't have a playing for tactics that they can use it to pressure the opponent, because it's a smaller team. And then at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, you start to bring players left and right, and now they are running the pitch confused and all these things, which doesn't work. The lineup today you started with, I saw it and I already shook my head. I was like, no, it's not supposed to be so. 3 completely new players in the pitch was so too much. And let's round up today with what we had this Saturday. So we got here Arsenal defeating Forest 3-0. Kudos to Arsenal. And then we've got Bournemouth taking all the 3 points away from Aston Villa, who just defeated Manchester City last week. So Bournemouth defeated Brighton 2-1. And then here, new draw between Crystal Palace and Sunderland. And here as well, a new draw between Everton and Aston Villa. And then we're going to go with a win for Fulham against Leeds United this Saturday. And then, of course, we talk about Newcastle, who defeated Wolves. And so far, Wolves have not taken any points in the Premier League this season. And then we go right here with West Ham bound 3-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur really making sure that they show interest in the Premier League this season. And then here we go with Chelsea dropping points against Brentford. This is what we have had this week, and tomorrow is going to be a very interesting game between Manchester United and Manchester City. So this derby is something that you do not want to miss, because you've got here Amorim. He's not really on good form. You've got here as well Pep Guardiola, who is also not really good. So I think it's going to be a very perfect clash tomorrow between these two teams in the Premier League. If you're just joining us, subscribe to our channel and see you on our next video.